is a clear example of what everyone has actually been expecting. Nnamdi Kanu came to, he was actually brought into the country via some, unlawful process, and this is the reason why, everyone is looking to see that the victory falls to Nnamdi Kanu. But then, what would you do when you don't have the power? You don't have what it takes to, you know, bringing the man to that particular state where you want the man to be. So Nnamdi Kalu's trial is just as a result of, we are hoping, but that doesn't necessarily mean that what you're hoping or what you think it's what is going to be. They get so we just have to, pay attention to everything that happened in this particular video. And in today's particular video, there was a lot that happened in the court. Just take a look at what you see on the very screen over here. This is a clear evidence that what Nnamdi Kanu has been going through for some time now isn't just a normal thing, all right? So you could see that over here. He made mention of, like, there had been. All right, so looking at the screen, you could see trial within trial. He said it's a legal procedure used in criminal trial, right? So you can see that every confession that happened in this particular video, just take your time and listen to this particular video update, and we'll be right back.
And drama that happened in court, in Nnamdi Kanu's court, today being 28th day of May 2025. I'm going to break it down on what happened. That the court, the presiding judge being Omotosho, had to order a trial within a trial, because Nnamdi Kanu said that he was compelled under duress to write a statement. The DSS witness said it's a lie that Nnamdi Kanu voluntarily wrote a particular statement that indicted him, where he accepted a lot of things. Nnamdi Kanu said it's a lie that when he was arrested, that they made him and forced him to actually, accept those things. I'm going to break it down for you to see the heated up argument. So when the argument was happening, the presiding judge, Bino Motosho, had to say enough is enough. That in order to determine whether Nnamdi Kanu, did this under duress or not, that a trial within a trial must actually be carried out in the court. And today, what happened in court was what we call a trial within a trial. Let me break it down for you so I could see what happened. Follow me through. In the trial means, now look at what is written on your screen, that a trial within a trial in criminal trials, particularly in jurisdictions like Nigeria, where a confessional statement, being a statement made by the accused admitting to a crime, is tendered as an evidence. It is essentially a mini trial within the main trial, designed to specifically determine whether the confessional statement was made voluntarily or involuntarily. So it's just like a trial within a trial, where an evidence, where the accused admitted to committing a crime, to ascertain if the accused admitted it based on duress or probably voluntarily. Now let's move ahead to what happened today. That the federal government presented their witness. This is their third witness, and the name of this particular witness, is CCC, and this is witness 3. Now, he swore an oath and began his testimony. This witness came to testify against Nnamdi Kanu and all that. Then Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer will question and interrogate him. So when the witness, swore an oath and began his testimony, he said, "I worked with the DSS." He told the court, "I have served for 27 years. I know the defendant, Nnamdi Kanu. He is the founder and leader of IPOB, which is classified as a terrorist organization. He also founded Radio Biafra, through which he often incited violence." Mr. CCC, being the witness that federal government court, narrated that he first encountered Nnamdi Kanu in 2015 after his arrest. He said, in his own words, he said, "I was assigned to interrogate him, being Nnamdi Kanu, and I did so in the presence of 3 other officers. I informed him that his interview would be recorded, and he agreed to both audio, visual, and written statements. The video interview took place on October 21st, 2015, while the written statement was obtained on October 23rd, 2015. The prosecution then presented both the video recording and the written statement to the witness for identification. He confirmed them as authentic. Now the defense raises objection, claims statement was made under duress. Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, came out and said that the statement which this DSS officer presented was made under duress, that Nnamdi Kanu, was threatened and probably persuaded to make that particular statement, which the DSS officer wanted to tender as an evidence. He said, at this point, the defense interjected. Chief Kanu Agabi's team claimed that the statement presented by the prosecution was obtained under duress. Now the defense said, "My lord, our client says he was coerced. He made the statement under duress." Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, became fierce and objected that particular statement that the DSS lawyer wanted to submit, which they claimed Nnamdi Kanu made in 2015. The Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer said, my lord, our client says that he was coerced, that he made that particular statement under duress. Now the judge, being the presiding judge, Omotosho, said, are you suggesting that all three statements were made involuntarily, because the statement that the DSS person wanted to submit that we are three. So the presiding judge said, are you suggesting that all the three statements Nnamdi Kanu made were made involuntarily? Can you prove it? Otherwise, this court will have to conduct a trial within trial to determine the voluntariness of these statements. So this is where the trial within trial came in. Now the judge then directed that the defendant write down specific reasons why he considered the statements involuntary. Then the sheet of paper was handed to Nnamdi Kanu, and after a short moment, Paul Orokoro San read the note aloud. So the presiding judge said Nnamdi Kanu should give a reason why he believed that he made that particular statement under duress. So they gave Nnamdi Kanu paper to write his reasons. When after writing his reasons, he gave it to his lawyer, being Paul Orokoro, to read it out. So they said Paul Orokoro. So Paul Orokoro now read it out and said something. Look at what Nnamdi Kanu wrote on that particular piece of paper. Said defendant's written note. Nnamdi Kanu said, I requested, that is when he was in the DSS dungeon in 2015 when they arrested him. He said, I requested for my lawyer and the DSS refused. The man in the dock was not the one who interviewed me. It was a certain Mr. Brown. So Nnamdi Kanu, this is one of the things Nnamdi Kanu wrote on the paper they gave to him in court today. That this particular DSS official that said that he was the one that interrogated Nnamdi Kanu in 2015. Nnamdi Kanu said he was not the one. That the one that interrogated him, his name is Mr. Brown. That it is not this particular one. That he requested his lawyers and the DSS refused. Now Nnamdi Kanu went further to write something on that particular paper. He said, I was kept in a dungeon with only 1 hour of airtime. Mr. Brown told me if I didn't write what they wanted, I would lose that hour. I was bleeding from the nose. I wrote some things under pressure. So he was saying that the airtime they gave to him and they forced him to write some certain things because they gave him some certain condition. And apart from that, that his health condition was deteriorating at that point, that he was bleeding from the nose, that he wrote some things under pressure, probably duress then. Now the prosecution response, being Nnamdi Kanu's, being the federal government's lawyer, the prosecution response, he said he was never beaten. The prosecution refuted the claims. The prosecution said he was not beaten or threatened. He gave those statements willingly. So the federal government became angry, being the DSS, the prosecution team said that Nnamdi Kanu was not beaten, that he gave those statements willingly. Now, to establish this, the court reclassified the same witness, being Mr. CCC, as PW1 TAA for the purpose of the trial within trial. So this is another case altogether aside the ongoing case. So they had to begin a new case, being the trial within trial. Now this is the cross-examination during the trial within trial. So they have to cross-examine this witness being the federal government witness, who is a DSS person, to know that if he truly was the one that interrogated Nnamdi Kanu, and if Nnamdi Kanu made those statements under duress. Now this is another trial inside this same trial. Now let's go ahead to see what the trial says. So this is the cross-examination during trial within trial. The prosecution proceeded to examine PW1, being TAA. So the prosecution said, do you know the defendant? Said, yes, he is the leader of IPOB. The prosecution said, do you know anyone named Mr. Brown? The DSS lawyer said, I don't recall that name. I conducted the interview with 2 other colleagues. Their names are James Ibrahim and Collins. Did the defendant, being Nnamdi Kanu, request a lawyer during the interrogation? The DSS witness said, he didn't ask me for one. He only said he needed to rest. So the prosecution said, was he in solitary confinement? The DSS witness said, I am not aware of that. In fact, in the video, he was given bottled water, not even Sachi water. So I'm not surprised by these claims. So the prosecution said, did he complain of ill health? The witness said, I am not a doctor. Being the DSS witness said, I am not a doctor. But he didn't say anything about being sick. The prosecution went further to say something. Did you force him or put words into his mouth or in his mouth? The DSS witness said, not at all. He made the statements willingly and even seemed relaxed. So the prosecution said, did you instruct him to write anything about former President Jonathan? The witness said, no, my lord. And we have the video to prove that. So the prosecution said, may we play the video, my lord? The judge said, not yet. This is still a trial within trial. Let us stay within the process. So they want to play the video of the interrogation between this DSS witness transpired since that particular 2015. You know, like I said, it was really, really intense in court today. So please, you guys should pay attention to see the interrogation that happened in 2015. If Nnamdi Kanu truly made those statements under duress. Now, the video is being played, the video of the interrogation of Nnamdi Kanu. Now, let us go ahead. So, Nnamdi Kanu, to his interviewers in that 2015, to the DSS interviewers who were interrogating him, of the law. Yet, you are the ones breaking the law. This is the 3rd time I am making statements without my lawyer. The law says I am entitled to a lawyer, but you have consistently denied me one. Record me. and let the whole world hear it that I am making yet another statement without my lawyer. Even if you point a gun at me, I will still say the truth. I was the first person to organize the rally against Boko Haram in London in 2007. You have denied me access to my lawyer. You are no more a law enforcement agent. You are a lawbreaker. This is the first video has ended. Now the next video about to be played. Now this is the first video of the interview between Nnamdi Kanu and DSS. Nnamdi Kanu said he made those statements under duress. You could see him from this particular video. The court does not work with emotions; it works with evidence. You could see Nnamdi Kanu on this particular video that is being played, telling the DSS officers or interviewers that this is the first time, or this is the third time he's making statement without his lawyer. That he has the right to have a lawyer before making any statement, which is what the law permits. So if you don't allow him to make a statement with his lawyer, it means it could be interpreted as he was making those statements, or he made those written statements under duress, which is what he told that particular presiding judge. Now look at what the presiding judge. Now the second video of his interview with the DSS in 2015 is now being played. Now the DSS interviewer said, "How are you?" Nnamdi Kanu said, "I am not fine." The interviewer said, "What's IPOB?" Nnamdi Kanu answered. The interviewer said, "What's the duty of IPOB?" Nnamdi Kanu answered, mentioning that the Biafra territory, the states involved, and mentioned that no state is under compulsion to join the IPOB. Now, the third video will be played. Meanwhile, the judge said, listen to what the presiding judge, Bin Omotosho, said after he heard the first video of the interrogation of Nnamdi Kanu, where Nnamdi Kanu was complaining that he was making statements without his lawyer, that he needs a lawyer and all that. So the presiding judge said, I heard him mentioning repeatedly that his lawyer wasn't there, that he needed to speak with his lawyer. So I will look into that alongside the involuntariness. It is like I told you guys, the law does not work with third video will be played.
Right,
Meanwhile,
so
the judge said, listen to what the presiding judge, Bin Omotosho, said after he heard the first video of the interrogation of Nnamdi Kanu, where Nnamdi Kanu was complaining that he was making statements without his lawyer, that he needs a lawyer and all that. So the presiding judge said, I heard him mentioning repeatedly that